see no other way, no way.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again.
It's called
3, 4.
There we go.
Well, you dawned on me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool don't run out, I'll be giving it my best. There's nothing's going to stop me but divine intervention. Reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, baby, dance and sing. I like one big family, and it's our God-given right to be love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Skittle da 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 do do. Oh. Do 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 do. I've been spending way too long checking my tongue out in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. My breath fogged up the glass, so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'm saying is there ain't no better reasons to rid yourselves of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. Please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause the time is short. Oh this, oh this, oh this is our fate. I'm yours.
Oh, and the Queen Street Band. Let's give them more love than that. Yeah. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Beautiful. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is such a joy to have you join us on this beautiful, cold, cold Sunday morning. It's cold out there, huh? Well, we live in Canada, so, you take it when it comes. I want to say welcome to anyone who's joining us today for the first time, especially if you're joining us for the first time. I'm grateful for you bringing your consciousness here to this time and this place and sharing with us. There is one thing that I want you to know is that we knew you were coming, and so we did a little research on you, and everyone in this room knows something about you. And so I'm sure that all of us are going to be able to recognize someone new here today and let them all know one thing. Let's say that together. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. And we know that about you because at the core, we are all magnificent. When we know that about ourselves, we know it about everyone else, and we get to begin to live this magnificent life. So let's all claim that for ourselves, that I am magnificent. Here we go. I am magnificent. Yes. Good feeling, huh? All right, let's kick this off with this little light of mine. The lyrics are easy, but they're in your song sheet if you need them.
You might want to stand.
This little light of mine,
Stand up.
I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Gonna let my little light shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Gonna let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Gonna let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine.
All right. Well, if you felt cold before, I bet you don't feel cold anymore. Things are getting heated up here at the Center for Spiritual Living. Yes. You know, it's funny. I'm not originally Canadian. I don't know if you could tell that. I come with a lot of exuberance, which is not necessarily the Canadian paradigm. But you're all catching on after over 4 years. You're all catching on, and I'm so grateful. We come here as a spiritual community every Sunday to celebrate really an idea that many of us have taken to our hearts and express in our lives right here and right now. And that idea is that there really is only one thing at the core of all creation, and that is love. And what better day to celebrate that than on Valentine's Day, which I'm going to talk a little bit about today, Valentine's Day. There are some people who have really taken love to their hearts and express it in everything that they do, everything they think, everything they say, because they've gone through the training process that we offer here to make that a part of their lives. And they are licensed by this organization to work with people. And so I invite them, well, not all of them at the same time on a Sunday, but I invite one of them on a Sunday each week to get up and share some insight and wisdom with you. So here today is our licensed spiritual practitioner of the day, Lena DeSanto, to share with you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. And happy Valentine's Day. Welcome. Welcome to all of you online. And before I start, Linda, I'd like you to grab something out of my bag for me. It is Valentine's Day, so I wanted to start with a heart-to-heart hug to you, to you, to you, to you, and everybody online. So we'll start with that. Thanks, Linda. For me, a heart-to-heart hug it's a wonderful way to connect with another person's energy. And love comes from the heart. So may you feel the love within your heart and all around. And this week, we continue to awaken our spiritual magnificence. And it's the day of all things love. We talk about it all the time. And the talk title is Be the Hero of Your Story. So I'm thinking, okay, so what's the message? How am I going to capture this in a few thoughts? And I go on a hunt and look for quotes, hero quotes, and I found two that popped out for me. The first one was from Hercules, Zeus from Hercules. A true hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the strength of his heart. I will say that again because it's worth repeating. A true hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the strength of his heart. And then Joseph Campbell's another one of my favorites. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. So I went with that, and I looked up a quote in Science of Mind on page 298, paragraph 2, and it states, "Think of the world as your friend, and you must also be a friend to the whole world." This reminds me of the saying from Gandhi, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." If you change how you think, then you will change how you feel and what actions to take. And so the world around you will change, not only because you are viewing it through an environment with new lenses of thoughts and emotions, but because the change within can allow you to take a different action that you may not have thought about. So the one who has learned to love all people will find plenty of people who will return that love. This is not merely a sentiment, and it's not merely a religious science thing. It's a scientific fact, and one that I choose to pay attention to. The reason is, all is mind, and as we attract to us what we first become, until we learn to love, we are not sending out love vibrations. And not until we send out those vibrations can we receive love in return. It's a practice. Refuse to see the negative side of anyone. Refuse to let yourself misunderstand or be misunderstood. Just know that everyone wants you to have the best. One of the first things I do is love everybody. As our mission statement says, love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. And at the core essence, we are love. That is what flows as divine energy within each and every one of us. Love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. For me, to be love is the story I choose to live. And I feel that from this place, it speaks directly to the previous quotes. I think loving everybody qualifies as giving life to something bigger than oneself. And to love everybody is a strength that comes from the heart. Today I know that to be a hero of my story, I am at choice to which story I wish to put energy into. For me, it stems from love as a higher vibration, as an energy for good. Everything feels so much better when I'm in that place of love. Firstly, love of self, which we often forget. This is where it all starts. So remember, love of self, love of people. We're all connected, each and every one of us. Love of life. To live a life of love is where we can be fulfilled in all that we do. Life just is, and we are all unique individuals with the ability to create our own masterpiece and be in our own magnificence. Love heals all. Love leads the way, and the law says yes, as it is the doer of all good. In this place of love, the highest vibration of life, where love starts with me, magic happens. I'm in for that. What about you? And today's affirmation, I will say it once and invite you to say it with me twice. My affirmation for today, loving me, loving you. Okay? Loving me, loving you. One more time. Loving me, loving you. We are all in this life together. We are all in this life together. One more time. We are all in this life together. Namaste.
Namaste. Perfect. Loving me, loving you. We are all in this life together. Let's take that to heart. Allow it to resonate at the core of our being. Taking a breath, relaxing right where we are, and allowing the feelings of love to wash over us. And the knowing that we are at choice in what we do with those feelings. And today I choose to share that love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I invite you to take a breath, resonating with love right here, right now. Open yourself to that place of receptivity, that place of allowing, as we each of us open up to these beautiful words of Lena as she leads us in affirmative prayer.
Right here, right now, in this place where love is all that we are, that true essence, that divine energy that flows through each and every fiber of our being. Love is what leads the way. It guides us to do what is ours to do. And from this place of love, life flows easily with grace, unfolds perfectly. Life is joyful, life is beauty, life is wisdom. All that we desire is ours to claim. Love is, we are. And for this, I am grateful. And I let these words out into the universal mind, the law that says yes to love, yes, says yes to all that we desire, says yes to our true essence of who we truly are right here, right now. I let it go, I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
I send my joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace
the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love, I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Thank you so much. Breathe into that energy. Breathe into the energy that we have just embodied and created right here in this room. And the funny thing is, I say we created it. We didn't create any energy. We just infused it with our feeling. And that is a powerful, powerful thing to remember, that we infuse energy with feeling, and that's what changes our lives. Feeling is one of the most important aspects of this entire philosophy. And we say change your thinking, change your life, but thinking that is not infused with feeling will not change lives. It will not change lives. And so start to get in touch with what it is we are feeling in every moment, and let's start to all decide, because we're all at choice, let's all decide to allow that feeling to be love. This is the song that the band has brought today to share with you is one of my favorite songs of all time. And when I was preparing this morning, it's funny, I didn't really look at the layout of the music today, and then we were in rehearsal today, and I thought, oh gosh, that's right, we're doing this song for our featured song of the day. It's not on your song sheet, by the way. Everybody's looking. Yeah, we don't typically put the lyrics to the featured song of the day on the song sheet. But as they were playing it, it reminded me of a story, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, because it occurred to me it's a perfect story that goes in line with what today is all about, being the hero of your own story. So please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how do you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice now. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. If you only will. Shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I really mean to say is shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Sing that with us.
They say in
Shower
every
the people you love
life,
with love.
they say the
Show them
rain
the way
will
that
fall.
you feel.
It's like the
Shower the
pouring down
people
rain,
you love
pouring down
with
rain,
love.
make it
Show them the
rain.
way that you feel.
Make it
Shower the people you
rain,
love
rain
with
down love.
Show them the way that you feel.
Make it
Shower
rain, rain down love. Make it rain. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. And things will be much better if you only will.
Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. So what that song brought up for me this morning was a memory that I have of, I think you've taken my notes. But anyway, it's a memory. This is not on my notes. I don't know why I need my notes for this. It's a memory that I have of high school. If I talk about a magnet school, do you know what a magnet school is? No. Okay. There are these things in the U.S. that are called magnet schools, and basically what it is in a in a medium-sized city. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, it's a medium-sized city. They try to basically mix up demographics by creating what they call magnet schools. And the magnet school typically has a kind of a theme. So they draw, actors and singers, kids who want to be actors and singers from other neighborhoods to come to the magnet schools, which are in usually the lower economic, the more depressed areas of a city. Anyway, they're mixing up the demographics, and I went to a fine arts magnet school for high school. So I was there, and I was there to express myself through acting, through singing, through dance. I was a terrible dancer. But you know what? One of the lovely things is that I got out of having to do physical education in terms of gym because I took dance instead. That was one of the benefits of going to a magnet school. And I loved that. Like, I get to go and dance, and do ballet, and I was really bad at it. No, I wasn't horrible at it, but it wasn't my first love. But then one of the things that they would do in magnet schools is, we would have our regular pep rallies, but then the other thing they would do is that we would have these concerts where the students who were there in the fine arts program would get up and they would perform. And I think about this one particular dance concert that we did one year. It was probably my it was grade 10. I was in grade 10, and there were two women students who did a dance to that particular song. Now, when they have these assemblies, it's the whole school. So it's a lot of people who are not necessarily involved in the fine arts program, nor do they really care about the fine arts program, and they only go to the assembly because they're forced to go to the assembly because that's what their particular class is doing at that point during the day. And this was a beautiful dance that was being done by these two women, and it was very intimate, and some of the students started shouting out expletives that were basically, along the lines of, it's basically saying they were lesbians, but in a very hurtful way, using words that I will not use here. And I remember that being part of my story, being involved with that and stepping back, because I was someone who was struggling with his own sexuality at the time, and this was a thing that put me into fear of ever being discovered. I thought, wow, I'm living my life in fear. I mean, I didn't think this then. I didn't know any better. I know better now. I look back on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was living my life in fear, right? Now I know better, and I've moved through that, except to the degree that I was reminded of this experience this morning and went, wow, there's a place where I was not the hero of my story. I was the victim in my own story. And it's a call to each and every one of us to, when these things come up for us, if we find these things within ourselves, to really get clear on, am I still the victim in this circumstance, or am I stepping up and becoming the hero of my story? Now, there's nothing that I hold on to from that experience, except that it was an unfortunate experience. And I don't hold on to anything personally. I've gone through a lot. I mean, I've been out of the closet for more than 2 decades now, so I don't really hold on to those things any longer. But are we living as the heroes of our stories or as the victims in our stories? That's the question of the day. That's the question of the day. I want to start really with this idea, and I love what you said. First of all, love, did you even know you said this? Love is spiritual magnificence. If we are awakening to our spiritual magnificence, love is spiritual magnificence, and therefore, this is what we are awakening to. We are awakening more and more every single day to love. It was brilliant. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We see a world, this is one of the things we stand for within this philosophy. We see the world in which unity with the infinite creative spirit, whatever you call that, we say spirit, we say God, we say love, whatever word you have to put there, we see a world in which unity with the infinite creative spirit and a connection with each other is emphasized. One of the reasons that I love Sunday mornings is because it allows us all to come together in community. Spiritual practice alone is pretty empty. It's pretty empty. And I'm grateful for every single person who comes here and says, I'm here stepping up, willing to be inspired and to inspire others in the process. Ostensibly, I'm up here doing the inspiring. But it's you who inspire every single person around you by being the truth of who you are, which is love. At the core, it is love. There is only one life. That life, you think I'm going to say it, but I'm not. I'm not relying on a rote quote today. There is only one life. That life is the expression of all life. That life is the expression of all life. It is in each and every one of us, but I have to put in air quotes. I have to put in air quotes because it's not just in us, it is the core of who we are. We are swimming in a sea of it. We are love, existing in love, with the energy of love surrounding us, flowing through us. It is perfectly present right here and right now. There is only one life. That life is the expression of all life. And there's more and more to know, because life is not just what we perceive as organic matter. Life is the very energy of all things. I was so excited this week when they announced that they discovered gravitational waves, because I'm a total geek about that stuff. But that's part of the energy of life expressing itself. And the more and more we look, the deeper we get into these things, the more we realize that everything truly is alive. Everything is alive. I keep going, I've started going to my wall a lot again. The wall is alive because it is the expression of energy in its own form. So yes, I was going to say this. We preach an idea beyond organic matter being life. Everything is life. Everything is life. Everything has some degree of livingness that it is expressing. Now, if we were going to talk about degrees of livingness, I would say this has a slightly lower degree of livingness than, say, Linda. Right? I hope so. It has a lower degree of livingness than each and every one of us. So we perceive it as something else. But at the core, we're all part of the same energy. It is all the exact same energy, the energy of love that has created all of this wonderful, glorious experience we're all living. So today is Valentine's Day, where we get to celebrate this idea of love, of creation through love, of the energy that is all there is. Wow, I was an okay dancer. I could move my body. And ostensibly, one of my favorite words, I love that word, ostensibly today is about romantic love, right? That's what we're told. We're pitched. Oh, it's about love, and I love my partner, and I do. Just to be clear, I love. This is so off the wall. I can't even tell you. This is not at all what I was expecting, but who cares? It's good. All right? I love my partner, and I love the experience of romantic love, right? And that's what what we're told by Hallmark it should be about. But I really want us to reassure ourselves in a deeper understanding and celebrate a deeper understanding of love today. Because the expression of love is so much more. We share love in this room. I love every single person in this room. I love every single person who's watching online. I love every single person I encounter on the street. I want to be very clear. This does not mean I have to like them. But I love them. I love them. Because there is an energy that we share when I recognize love in people that I encounter. I love my cats. I love animals. I happen to have cats right now. The feeling and expression of love is so important. It is so important. So let's deepen our understanding today that love goes beyond the expression of romantic love. Now, the history, some of the history of Valentine's Day is it is a religious holiday, right? It's the feast of Saint Valentine or whatever. I don't actually know specifically, but it is Saint Valentine's Day. And I looked up some research on who Saint Valentine was, and there is no real consensus any longer on who Saint Valentine was. Now, what we do know is that a man in the 3rd century who was a Roman high priest was killed, put to death on February 14th. So there it is, Saint Valentine's Day. He became a saint in the Catholic Church, and there we are. Now, there are many versions of Saint Valentine, many different Valentines that kind of have congealed to make up a story. So I don't know which one is correct, but I'm going to put this one out there because this is the one that worked for me today. So, Saint Valentine is a holy priest in the 3rd century during the time of Claudius II, not Claudius, we're talking later, during Claudius II, who was also known as Claudius the Cruel. Claudius made marriage illegal in the 3rd century. And the reason he made marriage illegal is because men were unwilling to join the army because they wanted to stay with their wives and family. And so he outlawed marriage so that the men would not be able to get married, not have wives to stay home with, and he could put them all in the army, and off they would go and try and conquer the world, right? A man named Valentine was performing marriages in secret. He was discovered, he was jailed, he was beaten, and he was executed for this. Now, while he was in jail, he befriended the jailer's daughter. There are a couple different accounts of this story. One of them is the daughter was blind, and through something, because to be a saint, he has to have performed a miracle, and through something he did, I can't remember exactly, she regained her sight. That's not the important part for me today. The important part is that in this expression of not romantic love, but a different kind of love that he shared with this young woman, he left a farewell note for her the day he knew he was going to be executed. And the note was signed, "From Your Valentine." It gives a whole different meaning to all those Valentines we've received over the years, doesn't it? And like I say, this is mostly legend at this point. There are many variations of the story. But the point is this: the love that we celebrate today actually has nothing to do with romantic love. If you go back and look at the story, "From Your Valentine," this was not a romantic love that was being shared between these two people. And yet, Valentine was engaged in the act of marrying people who, ostensibly, were engaged in romantic love. Today is about a deeper truth of life, the healing power of love. That's the way I take it. There are 6 words in Greek that all mean love. There are 6 words in Greek that all mean love. I don't speak Greek, so if anyone does and I pronounce this incorrectly, I apologize. Eros is one of them. That is sexual passion. Are there kids in the room? No. I'm imagining that we've all experienced this at one point or another. I know I have. Sexual passion is wonderful, and it is a deep expression of life, and yet it was a form of love that the Greeks found dangerous, because the idea around eros is that it was fiery and irrational, where people would lose control. And so they have another word for love, which is philia, or deep friendship. Deep friendship. This was much more valued than eros. It meant deep, intimate friendships, relationships with other people, but not a romantic relationship. Ludus is another form of love. That's playful love, like the love children have. The love that children express is playful love, right? And quite frankly, shouldn't we all be more like that? Couldn't we bring a lot more of that into our lives? There's a word for love that many of you will recognize, agape. You recognize that one? There's a very famous spiritual center in Southern California called Agape, led by Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. And he took that word because agape means love for everyone. Love for everyone. It is selfless love extended to all. Now, this was later translated into Latin as the Latin word caritas, which is the origin of the word charity. And so when we are engaged in charity, that is an act of selfless love. Pragma is long-standing love, deep understanding which is developed over time. This is, a lot of people start their romantic relationships with eros. That develops into philia, and eventually we get to pragma, long-standing love. And then there's philautia, which is self-love, not narcissism. Self-love. When we are engaged in self-love, when we find that love within our own hearts, when we find the philautia in our own hearts, this is what allows us and leads us to express and share love with others. all these other expressions of love are meaningless without this one. If we do not love ourselves, we will never find it in someone else. And yet so many people search for it in other people. They search for love to feel that feeling by trying to take it from somebody else or derive it from the relationships that they have. It doesn't work. When people come to me saying, I would love to have a partner in my life, one of the first things I'll talk to them about is, what is your level of self-love? How are you taking care of yourself? How are you expressing love for yourself? Because the way we express love for ourselves is the way we will attract love into our life, if that is what we seek. And many people who are looking for love, the reason they're not finding it is because at the core, they haven't come to that place of understanding their own place of self-love. So in our personal story, in our personal journey, the story of our lives, we actually all experience all of these types of love at one point or another. So here's my question. Are you expressing love in the way that the hero expresses love, or in the way that the antagonist expresses? Think about that. The antagonist is usually repressing love, acting out of some other feeling. The hero approaches everything with love and an open heart. So which way are you approaching the story of your own life? Are you approaching it with love and as love, or repressing that in some way? There was a major political event that happened in the U.S. yesterday, in that Justice Antonin Scalia was found dead, one of the 9 justices of the Supreme Court in the U.S., and a very conservative justice, and one who did not have a lot of support for the rights of women, gay rights. He had a different viewpoint, and that's okay. You know, we all have different viewpoints. He's entitled to his viewpoint. His place at the Supreme Court meant that his viewpoint got impressed into the law quite a bit, and maybe I agreed with it, maybe I didn't agree with it. That doesn't matter. You know, we all have, like I say, we all have our opinions. I found it very interesting because I'm in the gay community. Like, I put that in quotes. I don't know why. The gay community. Because I don't think of like the gay community. I think of like the whole community. And so I start to narrow myself down. I think, well, why do that? But on Facebook, I have a lot of gay friends. Shocking, I know. And the vitriol that started to pour out around Justice Scalia, I found very offensive. Now, there are things that I really, really disagreed with. But I looked at that and I thought, wow, these are not people who are expressing life from a loving viewpoint or a loving heart. And so all I want to do is honor a man's time on this planet and his effect that he had on this planet, and do so from a loving perspective, even if I didn't agree with him. When these things happen, we must approach them with love. We have to approach them with love. If we are not loving, then something is wrong with this world. This is how we step into being the hero of our story. Look at the way you express yourself. Look at the way you express yourself. Do you care for yourself? Do you care for yourself? Are you living in the highest possible way? Do you speak well of yourself? Do you speak well of yourself? In self-mastery, we haven't gotten there yet. Self-mastery is the class we're teaching on Wednesday nights. One of the exercises that we do is to go through the experience of looking at our self-talk, both the things we say out loud to other people about ourselves and the things that we have going on in our own minds. It's a great exercise. It is a great practice to start to get in touch with self-talk, especially those things that are in our own minds. Because those are the clues to what our belief system is about ourselves. And many of us, me included, we have work to do. We have work to do. And that's okay. Part of the journey of life is this work that we're doing to evolve and evolve and evolve into higher expressions of love. So do you speak well of yourself, both inner and outer? Do you hold others up to their highest expression? These are all the ways that we express and show love as the hero of our own story. I'm going to paraphrase an Ernest Holmes quote. It is the law that the man sees who sees what he wants to see, regardless of what appears. I'm botching this up. I'm going to try this again. I split it up on my page in an odd way, and I'm realizing, wow, it doesn't make much sense the way I split it up. All right, I'm going to try this again. It is the law that the man who sees what he wants to see, regardless of what appears, will experience in the outer what he has so faithfully seen within. Did you get that? Not at all, did you? Yeah, it was like, what the heck is he saying? All right, it is the law. There is a law at work here. It is the law that the man who sees what he wants to see, regardless of what appears, will experience in the outer what he has so faithfully seen within. All right, so basically what he's saying there is the outer circumstances are pliable. When we begin to see what we want to see, which is a mental process that is anchored in belief and in the feeling of love, when we begin to see what we see within our own mind's eye, that's the way the world begins to show up. It is a law, the law of love. For love is the self-givingness of the infinite spirit to itself for the purposes of creation. So everything that shows up, like I said before, is love. And when we step into only ever focusing our mind on the inner thoughts, the inner beliefs, and the inner feelings, that's what we begin to experience in the world. I speak of this because I've experienced it firsthand. My life used to fall apart around me, and I used to accept that that's the way life was, and so that's the way life continued to be. It was not until I stepped back and I said, I don't accept this any longer. I don't accept this any longer. I will approach life only from the point of view of love. When I stepped into that, the circumstances took a little while to catch up, and that's okay. The circumstances may take a little while to catch up, but they will catch up. One of the things is we must be tenacious in our practice. If we are not tenacious in our practice, many of us can say, I stand firmly rooted in love. And then we start to look around again and like, oh, okay, no. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to stand firmly rooted in love. Okay, I stand firmly rooted in love. Okay, I don't see it happening. I stand firmly rooted in love. Come on. Show up, why don't you? Part of the subtext of what was going on there, though, is it doesn't matter what we say. It matters what we feel. If my feeling is, oh, it's not happening, I get what I feel. So if I'm standing there saying, subtext, oh, it's not happening, but I'm saying outwardly, I stand firmly in love, you're not going to get it. Now, don't beat yourself up over the time that it may take to move through the process of embodying love for yourself. It is a process, but we are all capable of it. We are each of us 100% capable of it. And that's the message of the day. To be the hero of our own story, we must embody love. We must embody love. So let's enlarge our understanding. Let's take it to heart today. Enlarge our understanding of this particular date, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Allow ourselves to live it every single day. 366 days this year. Allow ourselves to live it every day. When we see only infinite love in our mind and in our heart, this is what we experience in our life. We experience only infinite love. So let's cast ourselves as the hero of our stories. We gain all we seek when we know who we are. Namaste. I'm going to invite you to take whatever it is you're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution, your gift to the center, your tithe, your investment, however you choose to think of it. Recognize it for what it is, which is simply another form of love. For love being the creation and the creator, all that we share is love. It's all love, 100% of it. I want you to hold whatever it is you're offering today in your hand and invite anyone who's joining us online to give and recognize the energy with which we are each of us giving. And that energy is the self-givingness of the Spirit to itself for the purposes of creation. So there's a constant flow that we engage in here through the act of giving. Allow this to be the point of view as the baskets go around today. I'm grateful to each and every one of us, each and every one of you. I'm grateful for your support of this center. Breathe into that. And we're going to sing Thank You for This Day as the baskets go around. Super easy, you'll catch on. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Repeat that.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day.
All right. There have to be some things that we are grateful for. Marge, what are you grateful for today? Family. Thank you for my family, Spirit. Thank you for my family.
Thank you for my family, Spirit. Thank you for my family.
Thank you for my family, Spirit. Thank you for my family.
Thank you for my family, Spirit. Thank you for my family.
My loving, my loving, my loving 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 family.
All right. I don't know where they're going. You guys just about ready? Yeah. I'm going to invite them to bring the baskets up. Lena is going to do a blessing over the offering today.
Yes, thank you for this day, Spirit. And right here, right now, with this flow of love coming in through the center for it to grow and go beyond, I say thank you. Say thank you to each and every community member. Thank you to each and everyone online that donates for the good of the center, for the good of each and every one of us, that we move forward, we continue to grow. And this is energy in action. It is love in action, right here, right now. I let it go, I let it be so, and know that my word spoken is done, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you for abundance. Thank you for abundance, Spirit. Thank you for abundance.
Thank you for abundance, Spirit. Thank
Thank you for abundance, Spirit. Thank you for abundance.
Thank you for abundance, Spirit. Thank you for abundance.
This infinite abundance.
This infinite abundance.
This infinite abundance.
This infinite abundance.
I said thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We are going to, how many of you received our Friday email? Really? Well, I'm going to encourage all of you to sign up for our email. We have emails that go out every Friday, and we're going to start, now that I'm telling you, we're probably going to start sending out a few more emails during the week. You're probably going to say, I want to get off this list because I get too much email to begin with. And actually, it wasn't the Friday email. It was the Saturday email that I'm going to talk about right now. Friend of the center. Brenda McIntyre has gone through a terrible tragedy on February 1st. Well, let me explain. Brenda McIntyre presented a transformative workshop at our conference last summer. She has come here to work with us on Wednesday night meditation. She is a friend of this center, and on February 1st, she received the terrible news that her 29-year-old son had been murdered. And this is not to bring everybody down, but it's to recognize that we have the capacity within each and every one of us to express love at a more deep level. So the email that I sent out yesterday was to say, one of the things that I want to be clear about with Brenda is that she is self-employed. She does not have what many of us may have available to us by being employed through a company, to take time off of work and to allow, grieving time. Her community is rallying around her to raise $10,000 to help support her through this time of grief and to support her family. Her son leaves behind a 2-year-old daughter. And so it's a tragedy all around. But one thing that we can do is we can support in the way that they've asked for support, which is to make a contribution. So what I would like to do is, if you have something extra today, we're going to send the baskets around to do another collection. This is specifically for Brenda. Everything that is collected, 100% of it will go to Brenda and her family. If you would like to make a contribution online, there is a link on our website that says Support for Brenda. 100% of those funds will go to Brenda McIntyre and her family. So while those go around, I'm going to let you know about some other things that are happening. We have a Healing and Revealing Circle, which is coming up on March 10th. A Healing and Revealing Circle is simply allowing ourselves to be washed over with love so that whatever it is that needs to be healed in our lives is healed. The way that it works is, if there is something that you are working on in your own life, if there is some way that you feel you need healing in your own life, show up. It's at 7 o'clock that night. All you have to do is show up. The practitioners and I, as the spiritual director, we will be here to do the work in the infinite mind on your behalf. And I trust that by the time you leave here, it's about an hour and a half experience. And everybody asks me, well, what exactly happens? And I say, well, I can't really tell you exactly what happens because it's different every time we do it. But what I can tell you is that you will leave here healed. If you come with that intention, you will leave here healed. And I always tell the practitioners that are participating, I say, you're the ones who are engaged in the work of healing, and so we will each of us be healed. It's going to be a healing night for all of us, all around. So I invite you to join us March 10th. We're going to have invitations going out for my ordination ceremony, which is going to be on April 1st. Yay! We're going to have a little party, a little ceremony, a little party. We have some people who are coming in from out of town, including Reverend James. He's going to be here to officiate the ceremony. But Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick are coming from Kauai to participate in the ordination ceremony. And here's the really great news. They have agreed to do a workshop on Saturday the 2nd. So we have, I didn't put a sign-up sheet for their workshop yet, but you can sign up online. Can you sign up online yet? No, I haven't prepared any of this. So I'm just going to give you the information.
There's time.
There is time. I'm going to give you the information, and then just be on the lookout for the ways that you can sign up for their workshop. It's the Open Heart Discovery Workshop. I will tell you, it's the same workshop that we did when there were 10 of us who were in Kauai last month, and it was transformative for so many of us. This is the workshop where they engaged in Ho'oponopono, which is the Hawaiian forgiveness work. So I invite you all to take a look at that. The Canadian New Thought Conference is in Calgary this year, June 3rd through the 5th. We have flyers for that up front. Take a look at that. I'm going to be there. I'll be speaking at the very first session of that conference. Our volunteer trip to Guatemala is June 10th through the 17th. If you're interested in going to Guatemala, there is a sign-up sheet for interest, not a commitment to go. But as we compile this list, I will start to send out information as it becomes available, and then you can make your decision. Classes are continuing. Class today is the nature and practice of effective prayer being taught by Helen Valleau. I am teaching self-mastery on Wednesday nights. Check that out. Exploring Roots of Science of Mind. That's coming up at the end of March. It was the next Wednesday night class. What else do I have to tell you? Yes. So I got a call this week from James Mellon, Reverend James Mellon, who was my mentor in ministry. He said, hey, I'm doing this webcast, and I'm going to pitch this to you as an idea. Why don't you invite your community to come watch the webcast of my one-man show, and you can do it as a fundraiser. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to charge a ticket price, an admission price, because he's charging anybody who's watching the webcast an admission to that. But we'll collect an admission price here. We'll all come here in this room. We have a screen, we have a projector, and we will experience his one-man show as he is doing it live in North Hollywood. Get it? We're going to watch a live webcast of his show. That is on March 6th. The show time is at 6 p.m. here. We're going to open the doors at 5:30. The tickets are $30. If you are a member of our benefits program, they're $25. You can sign up for that today in the bookstore. The show is called Sissy Boy. And it is the story of James' life from age 7 to 61. He talks about various aspects of his life, including growing up as a gay man in a Philadelphia family of cops, which yeah, that's a whole show in and of itself. He also talks about he was a Broadway performer, so he talks about his time on Broadway being directed by Jerome Robbins in West Side Story back in 1980. He talks about his experience going through cancer, stage 4 throat cancer, and also he talks about the experience of finding a spiritual philosophy that works for him, and which is where he is taken in his life. But he still performs. So he's doing this one-man show that was written by him, directed by his husband. I hear it's spectacular. I'm actually going to see it next week, live in person, because I'm going to California next week. But I'm really excited about this opportunity to present his work right here live in our center. So I encourage you all to take a look at that, sign up and join us for that. All right. Gift basket. Helen, will you come up and talk about the gift basket? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. You may have noticed on the front desk in the bookstore is a big gift bag. And what I am asking is that we are putting together a gift basket for the Leslieville Public School. It is their auction on February 26th. They're raising funds for playgrounds, for their reading program, and other programs in the school. They have their silent auction, which is their big fundraiser, and have asked us if we have something to donate. I think we have a lot to donate. So the center has already put some things in the gift basket, and we are wondering if you would also please donate to the gift basket. As you know, you can buy everything in our book and gift store tax-free, and I do believe there are some things on sale as well. So please feel free to fill up the bag. Let's get it filled up and get this out to the schools so that they can raise the funds that they need. And since we are part of the Leslieville community, it's a great thing to do. Thanks.
Thank you, Helen. Yes. Finally, do check out the bookstore. We have a couple things. All coloring books during the month of February are 10% off. Yay. If you're a benefits member, they're 20% off the cover price. Ooh, we're compounding that one. So check that out. Also, we just opened up this week and are open to special ordering salt lamps. We've got something on our we've got a page on our website now where you can order salt lamps right from our website. But also you can talk to Dane, who's back there. Say hello, Dane. And he can show you we actually have a book. It's here, right? Oh, next week we will have a book of all the salt lamps you can buy. All right, that's enough. I've yammered on with announcements enough. Let's get back to the business at hand of expressing and living in love, all right? Allow yourself to recall right here and right now the love you are. Let yourself go to that place. We relax into this time. Remembering that we let our light of love shine. When we let our light of love shine, we get to shower the people with love. I live in gratitude for this understanding, for all that has transpired to make this happen today. I am grateful. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough light and quite enough power to walk through every fear. One spirit is in this very room. One spirit, one light, one life, one love is in this very room right here and right now, being experienced by each and every one of us. It is experienced beyond the walls. It is experienced beyond the context of what we think we know. It is experienced on such a deep level. It is experienced through the embodiment of love in our hearts. There is only one power, one presence, one creative resource. And this is who and what each and every one of us is. This is who we are, the very light of love. I know this and I trust this. And in understanding this deeply, I live in gratitude for all the gifts that I experience in life. And I trust we all live in gratitude for those gifts that we each of us experience. I breathe, I know, and in gratitude, I trust. I'm grateful for every single aspect of this experience here today coming together. I'm grateful for our board members in service today, Linda and Karen. I'm grateful for Lori and Susan and Yelka for setting up today, beautifully setting up our potluck. I'm grateful for Judy and Carol, our greeters today, Nick in the bookstore, Carrie and Dane on sound. I'm grateful for Jim on our webcast and Mahala with our dynamic youth today. I'm grateful for the beautiful meditation led by Linda. And I'm grateful for the wisdom and insight of Lena. I'm grateful to Pierre Gautreau, the entire Queen Street Band. I am grateful to each and every person here for bringing consciousness and awareness and love to this experience today. And so in gratitude, I simply release this word, relaxing, releasing, and allowing, as together we say, and so it is. And there's quite enough love and quite enough power to open every heart. One spirit, one spirit
is in this very room, in this very room, in this very room. All right. We're going to kick this into the street today with this song we introduced last week. The lyrics are in your song sheet. And I invite you to take this love, feel it, and spread it around the world. And get up and sing and dance.
2, 3, 4.
I had a dream so big and loud. I jumped so high I touched the clouds. Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky. We danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. No. Never gonna give it up. No. Please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I howled at the moon at night, and that's but all the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, never gonna give it up. No, just don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. The stars were burning so bright, the sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Have a great week, everyone.